and people will find them terrifying. But they can only hear the sound of herring frying. The herring called the brave young fish are doomed to fail their mission. The herring king's a fearsome beast, but not a great tactician. They had us never been in doubt, but for their king's kudos they'll pay. Their dreams of conquest from off top, and now they are an armed prey. The herring horde arise, the herring horde arise. They think the land people will find them terrifying, but they can only hear the sound of herring frying. Herring frying. Herring frying.
Hello, everyone. Disco. Hipster Blaze. What's up? Okay, surf report. Cool. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me good? Ooh. Dark. All right, Disco. What's up? All right, might as well get this going. We've got a whopping 7 people on here, so we might as well, Stunter, thanks. We're going to fire it up. This is week 3 of the Herring Hotline. Last week we had TRA Boys. That was pretty exciting. I think we learned a lot. We finally had someone who knew stuff about fish for the first time. Your honey dripping voice is clear. Thanks. That's nice of you. Yeah, so we had a great guest last week, and this week we have someone from across the planet. Very exciting. So first we'll go over sponsors, and then I'll introduce our guest. Getting ahead of myself here. So shout outs to O'Neill, the first sort of sponsor this year, who came out and gave me some stickers and some random stuff. So shout out to O'Neill. You guys are awesome. Yeah, their clothes are pretty cool. They make great clothes. So if you wear clothes, check out O'Neill. Wetsuits also. It's really cold right now, so they make great wetsuits. Hi, Kyler. Wave. Yeah, so shout out to those guys. Next, guys, Notch Supply. Love these boys out at Fino. Bamboo Sporks. They have custom herring hotline engravings on them, and if you message them, I don't know if it's a product available on their website, but you can ask for the Herring Hotline Special Edition Spork, and they will send you one for money, though. But yeah, save the planet and get a bamboo reusable spork. They're really light, and I put this in a lot of weird stuff, and it doesn't seem to really hold any scent. I was worried it would soak up herring oils, and it seems to be pretty good. I keep one in my lunch bag, so they are very useful. There's some old peanut butter in there, kind of actually. So that was one thing I would say, the whole kind of, if you eat peanut butter a lot, you got to get deep into the peanut butter jar. All you peanut butter eaters out there, so a little R&D, maybe they could, I don't know, peanut butter's not so bad. I don't think it goes bad. Anyway, so yeah, Notch Supply, shout out. Clayton's online. What's up, Clay? Actually, I'm going to need that one. Next sponsor is not really a sponsor, but they're the whole point of this show. Brunswick Seafood Snacks. These guys are great. That's why we're here. That's why everyone tunes in each week. This one is a sardine. This is herring. I have them segregated, but I'm going to eat the sardines, and I'm saving the herring for special occasions because, as you are probably aware, they just subbed in sardines for herring now. So I'm eating a lot of sardines lately, and I miss the herring. But, we're going to ride this out until there's none left, and then we'll just figure something else out. I actually had a dream that I had a new brand of herring. Just maybe remember that now. Just trying to remember what brand it was. I don't know if it's real, but yeah. So Brunswick Seafood Snacks, You guys are great, sort of. It'd be better if you made these herring again, but Marcus Palladino likes the sardines, so maybe you should try it and tell me what you think. But it's definitely not as good in my eyes as the original herring. And then Nude, not a sponsor either, but I love drinking your stuff. So if you would, they said they won't send me 100 of these. I just threw a number out, but 6. I could go with 6. That would be nice. Anything's good at this point. I'll keep plugging you because I enjoy drinking it, unless I find something that's better. Or you could buy me up now, and I will drink this till the day I die. They also have a new grapefruit one, which you can only get in variety packs, and I don't know if you can get it in 6-packs anywhere. I've only seen it in variety packs, but they should make it in 6-packs because the grapefruit is like almost better than the lime. But you can buy the lime in 6-packs, so that's why I get it. This whatever the other flavor is, it's like strawberry or something, is gross, and I don't know why they put those in there. It's just you gotta like sift through those to get to the good ones. Anyway, so those are the sponsors of the show. Let's get to it. My guest today, he's an Australian-born surf photographer, lifestyle guy. He also wake surfs really good, and he loves Taylor Swift. But like, who doesn't love Taylor Swift? He boats around. Like, he does a lot. Like, I'm going to ask him a lot about what he does for work because I'm kind of confused. But he like boats around the South Pacific and takes photos and surfs crazy slabs and does all kinds of stuff around like Papa New Guinea and all that area. It's crazy. But he's been to Canada a lot. He's a super fun guy. Chris Peele. I'm going to add him on. Just 1 second here. You just got to drop in there.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, doggy.
How's it going?
Good. I apologize. I'm on the road, so if it gets a little windy, it's just where I'm at. But I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear. You sound really good.
Nice.
You sound healthy. You're not littered with COVID or anything. You guys are doing good?
No COVID. I'm actually in Tasmania, so I think we're like the least COVIDed place.
Crazy.
Yeah. How you doing, man? How you guys doing? No COVID?
There's like COVID. Yeah, it's bad, I think. But like we all hang out,
Shit.
pretty small groups, and the island's pretty protected, so it's not as bad as it could be. But luckily we have herring to look forward to, herring hotline, stuff like that. Surfing's been good. Pretty easy to isolate while you surf. Yeah, so it's been good. I can't complain.
Nice.
Yeah. So did you prepare for the show at all with any sort of eats? You got some?
I tried. I've let everyone down with the eats, but I've gone and gotten a Queensland beer, which we call a big fish, to sort of eat your little fish. So I'm hoping that can substitute for it.
Well, it's better than nothing. I'll just have to eat for the both of us, but I'm gonna crack
Please
into
do.
this baby.
I was actually trying to. My friend told me that there's like a substitute vegan herring. I was going to try and find that. Thought that'd be cool, but couldn't find him.
That's super weird. How's that even a thing?
I don't know. It's probably just like shiitake mushrooms.
That's super weird.
Ooh. How the taste? Describe the taste to us.
We got the lighting fixed up here. This is better. So right now I'm my herring pairing. I was going to ask you what your herring pairing was, but you got beer. So
big fish.
Yeah. I got this, like, I don't know. It's from Costco. You can buy it in variety packs. It doesn't have English on it, actually. Weird.
Oh, that makes it better.
I think it's better. But they're like crunchy seaweed, and you can mix it. You can wrap the herring, or this is sardines, but you can make like little tacos with it, and it's so good. It adds like a crunchiness to it.
It's like set brew while it's sushi.
100%. But yeah, you can like roll it up. It's like a good little...
What? How's that little care package?
It's so good. It's actually nice. Because the sardines, I don't know are you aware of the herring conspiracy that's going on right now?
I've heard of it. I'm not too aware of it, but from what I gather, they're stopping the product, huh?
Yeah, and they kind of sneakily did it too. So like, here's the one with herring. Get a good look at that one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then here's the one with sardines. It's like
identical.
I know it's the same shit, but it does say sardine on it. But like, who reads packages?
What's the taste difference? Is there a Can you taste it?
Oh yeah, I knew it the second they changed it. It's like has more of a so the herring is kind of like a melt in your mouth, really oily, tasty, smoked flavor, and then the sardine is kind of drier and a bit more of a dog food flavor.
Dog food.
But if you mix it with the nori, it's actually pretty good. Kind of hides it in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
Should have. Well, it's hard. I know it's hard to get set up sometimes, especially because you're like, where are you?
I'm actually on an island within an island right now. So I'm on an island on Tasmania, but an island off Tasmania.
So it's
So
it's not inside of Tasmania, or it is. It's like Inception.
It is Tasmania, but it's not connected to Tasmania.
Right.
I'm like an island off Tofino.
Roger.
But yeah, it's actually quite similar here to Tofino. Water's about the same temperature. No snow though, but pretty fun surf.
Yeah, Tasmania is probably pretty like quiet and got a lot of good surf, eh?
Yeah, I haven't been able to find too much of it, but it's definitely out there. I guess the same as, Tofino. You just got to know where to look.
Yeah, I guess pretty like exposed out there. So you just kind of is there a lot of beach access or is it pretty rugged?
Look, it's pretty rugged. Like half the west coast, I don't even think you can drive there. It's just like literally put your Jumanji outfit on and like start hiking with surfboards.
So it's kind of like west coast of like the island is just there's very little access to the actual coast.
Totally.
Crazy. My first question was going to be the herring pairing, but you got the beer. How's the beer tasting?
It's actually really, really good. I haven't been drinking these beers for too long, but I'm getting more into them. From Queensland, so I'm kind of selling out for our Tassie roots.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a mild hoppy flavour. Definitely nothing on a lucky, but similar roots.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Respect that.
How's the new tequila?
Dude, I can drink like I don't know. I'll put back a 6-pack tonight for sure. But it doesn't get you hungover, which is really nice. And then tequila is like it's just fun. It's just nice to drink.
Totally.
Yeah, and then it's like it's lime flavored, so it's not really sweetened or anything. It just kind of tastes like tequila and lime, and it pairs really good with fish, which is nice.
Does it pair better with the sardines or the herring?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm pretty like butthurt that they switched out the herring, so like I feel like I just miss herring.
Have you sent them in a letter?
Yeah, and I actually urge everyone watching right now who as even you, Chris, like you can send them an email and let them know how displeased you are about changing it up. But
yeah, and they didn't tell anyone. They did it sneakily.
There was no press release or anything. Like you'd think you would see it. Like a big
Maybe
press.
they've sold the company or something.
I hope not. But I was thinking of doing a road trip to Black Harbor, New Brunswick, where they're made. Right. That's another episode, probably. So, like, one thing I wanted to ask you, because, like, I don't even really know. Like, I just, like, bumped into you on the island lots and with, like, surf trips. But, like, what do you actually, like, if you had to, like, answer a question about, like, what your job is, like, what do you do for a living? Like, do you even pay taxes, or are you just, like, a shapeshifter?
I definitely pay taxes. Lots of them.
That's good.
No, sometimes. Nah, but it's actually a tricky question. I don't really know how to answer it. I guess I do a bit of everything. Always sort of had a camera in my hand and use that camera as sort of a tool to get me to good waves and destinations where there were not other people. And then that sort of like evolved and yeah, now I'm here.
Yeah, so you like started surfing, and then you were like, "How can I like keep pursuing this?" And then you started taking photos because if you surf, you kind of know what surf photos need to be, what need to look
How
like.
how it all started for me was, surfing, and then I wanted to go to these really good surf destinations, particularly like those early Indie Trader movies and the Quicksilver Crossing. And I was obviously didn't have the money to get there. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get there? And I started picking up cameras, and then realized, you could use that camera as a tool to get you to the place, and you'd end up photographing most of the session, but you'd also be able to get a couple of waves in too. And I did that for a few years. That took me to Indonesia, and then a bit more of like Asia and Taiwan and Japan. And then next thing I knew, I was on a freaking surf charter boat in New Guinea. As it happens, right?
And when did that? How long is that process? That's like really the
I
same age. It's like a 10-year process or something.
I started traveling out of I've been living out of a bag since I was 18, so 28 now. So, a good 10 years I've been living out of a bag.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's gone really quick, but really fun. And just now I've sort of left the boat that I was on in New Guinea. They had a change of ownership, and I'd come down to Tasmania, sort of get some skippers tickets and all the sea time that I've got, try and do something like that while you can't travel because of Rona.
So
And
like,
now yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, so now we're just sort of sitting by. We're waiting for these borders to bloody open up so we can get back to doing what we do best.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's like I don't know. I have no idea when stuff's gonna open up.
Yeah, I haven't seen you guys, but Australia, 1 minute's doing real good, and then the next minute it's freaking on fire.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way here. We were like the example of like North America, and then now we're like blowing up. So it's I don't know, man. I don't know what to do.
I think just go surf. Just surf,
Mhm.
surf, surf.
When what was it like what was the situation on the boat? So like you were like the photographer for this like surf charter out of Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, basically, the boat we had was ran and owned by a good friend of mine, Andrew Rigby. And about 5.5 years ago, there became a position to jump on board and, help out with sort of the photography and guiding aspect of the business. And then as I spent more time in country, that developed to sort of acting in a marketing role along with all the other stuff that comes along. And then somehow, like 5 years just went by. And, and then the time came for Andrew to sell the boat. And that was sort of my cue to, I think we worked so well together that it was my time to move on and go do the next thing,
Nice.
which is really cool, but I can't disclose what it is just yet. But
Fair enough.
it's
Exciting.
going to be fucking sick.
Sick. But like Papua New Guinea, like that's such a crazy place. Like it's so far removed from here. Australians probably know it better, I guess. But like all I think of is like people eating each other and like shrinking heads and like that colony where like they had like people that were like 2 feet tall that they found. Like I don't really know anything about it apart. And then I see your surf photos. They're like crazy, like slabs and all these sick waves and stuff. But like, what was it like touring Papua New Guinea?
Look, I think a lot of the stuff you're referring to, it's more like the stuff that would have happened in the highlands of PNG. So PNG is a highly diverse place. That I think roughly 80% of the population lives in rural places without electricity and flush toilets and stuff. And they do it in style, man. They live in some beautiful parts of the country. But that sort of stuff I've never really witnessed firsthand. There's definitely, some interesting aspects, but I think that's more in the highland region. Again, I'm talking in an area I don't know too much, but from what I sort of saw was more really remote guys who were living off the land, sitting on amazing resources and some of the happiest people that you've seen compared to anyone. And I guess some of the there's definitely a strong belief of sorcery present, I guess you could call it.
Sorcery.
Yeah, well, it's not like it's not practiced openly, but they have a thing called muscle eye, which is I even get a little bit like weird about it, but there's some things that if they do happen, that there's a bit of questioning of why it happened and how it happened, but I don't think I know enough in it to go into detail. But yeah, there's definitely that stuff happening, but not really where I went.
Yeah, so like everyone you bumped into, they were all just like stoked to like show you stuff, and like you just like hung out with them. And was the language barrier weird? Did you have like translators?
Yeah, look, at first the language barrier was kind of tricky. Again, as I was saying, they speak 833 different dialects in the country, so I know
Whoa.
the base talk pidgin, and even up until my very last bit of time there, I'd go where I could speak to one village, and it'd be all clear as hell, and then suddenly you go to a village 30 kilometers or 30-mile away, and they speak a completely different dialect, and you're lost. So there's definitely been barriers. I think some of the most hardcore stuff, I guess you could say, was some of the exploratory stuff we did, and going in this one place in particular, I won't say too much, but it was very mountainous, and we sort of pulled into this bay, and it had a perfect left-hander, and these guys on the beach were just staring at us and like didn't know what to say or do, and we slowly made our way in. And the one way you tell if they've never seen a person with white skin before is when the kids start running away from you, because everywhere else you go on PNG, if the kids see you, they run up to you and they want to say hello, but no, these kids weren't having it. They were running away.
They're scared.
They were scared. They were legit scared of us. But we greeted them, we did our thing, and by the end they were stoked. And still one of my favorite sayings for a jet ski, which one of these guys called our jet ski, was a wave motorbike.
Sick.
So I thought that was pretty sick.
It's a good description of what they are, Will.
Man, if you could
Spot
describe
on.
a jet ski, like, he nailed it.
That's so funny.
But yeah, it's a bloody amazing place, that's for sure. I feel like definitely connected to it, and I love the place, and I'm going to be back for sure.
Yeah, that's so crazy that it's pretty big. Like, I was actually kind of surprised when I looked at it on a map, and it's way bigger than I thought it was. Like, when you think of like islands out in that way, like Indo and all that, you think it's a bit smaller than it is, but it's huge.
Yeah, I think you guys have the most islands out of anywhere in the world. Could be wrong. Have to say they wouldn't be very far behind it with Indonesia as well.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like our area here. Like, there's hundreds and hundreds of islands just like in like a 40, 50-mile radius. Kind of, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we'll have to get one of the Malibu wake surf boats over there, eh? See what the locals think of that.
PNG, see what they call it.
Surely we could do a Malibu tour, couldn't we?
Out there,
Can't.
yeah. Like,
how do we get one there?
I don't know. Like, they're basically like a couple $100,000 now. So like, you just like would finance everybody. You could finance the government and just get like everyone, get it like mandated where everyone gets a Malibu wake surf boat. Get it before running water.
Amazing.
Well, like, it seems like such a crazy place, and all the photos you took of it seem like just look crazy. Like, it made me think of like if you went to Indo, like, I don't know, 50 or like more years ago. That's like the stories you hear of what it was like going there, a lot quieter and more like genuine.
I get asked it all the time. People are like, how is it compared to Indo? And I don't compare it to Indonesia. Like, in my opinion, I guess if you don't include Tahiti and stuff, but like, I think Indonesia has the best surf in the world. Like, there's no question about it. I think New Guinea has the most, fun surf, but not particularly those, I always say to people, if you want to go stand in 10-foot tubes, you're probably best to, try and go to Padang Padang or G-Land on a big swell, not really come to New Guinea. New Guinea is that sort of waist-high to overhead fun with just you and your mates. But don't get me wrong, if you do know where to look and when to look, you can get some pretty good slabs too.
I think what you're trying to say is PNG sucks. Don't go there. Go to Indo. Bali, Kuta Beach is sick.
Yeah, kinda. This is the herring hotline, right? You guys have got freaking millions of viewers. I got to be careful. I can't let the secret out.
Well, like Doogie was just on, and he lives he lives somewhere in Indo, so we have a worldwide audience.
Exactly.
We're
I
blowing
wonder.
spots up right now.
Blowing up.
Real estate just went up in PNG.
You just need a bloody
Oh, fuck.
24-meter boat to get there.
Oh, I sprayed herring juice all over myself.
Surely you've got an aroma, right? You know, like a Black Panther, but like black herring.
Nah, no, man, it's bad. Like that was. I'm usually pretty careful about taking the top off, but it just sprayed it like up and like on the wall. And we actually get cats here. Like we get stray cats that come around for the show because they smell it. We have like a herd of stray cats.
Whoa.
Um,
Oh, what was I going to say? You bloody... That's so gross. But is it like pungent? Surely that chart should have some like herring stains and red wine bottle stains on it somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's kind of just a chart for show. It hasn't really been used in practical use, but yeah, it definitely has a particular stink to it. Like it stinks worse than it tastes, I think, and that's what throws people off. They open it up and it like reeks. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
You have it like you tasted it and it's not as bad as it smells. So then you're like, oh, it's not that bad. So that's kind of how it works, I guess.
Yeah. I always wondered how many herrings do you reckon you've eaten, dude?
Well, like so in season 1, we were looking at we're trying to see if I could eat Lizzo's body weight in herring, and we did the math, and I have it written down somewhere, but like it's basically like 1,500 cans of herring, and it's just kind of seems unachievable. Like I was originally trying to do it for the show, so like every can I ate on the show would like I was like trying to get like Lizzo's calf or something, and then it's really hard to keep track of, and I've definitely eaten like all in my entire life outside of the show. I don't know, like man, I'll eat one a day. So like this has been a couple of years now, so at least
it's almost not a snack, it's a lifestyle.
It's a way of life for sure. Absolutely. But back to you. So you've traveled so many different places, and it's like I'm curious, like what's your favorite surf destination so far?
Ooh, my favorite one, I'm going to go ahead and say it because I don't think it's going to be blowing it up because it's super fickle and you'll probably blow it trying to go there anyway, would be Taiwan.
What?
Yeah, Taiwan.
Taiwan? I've
Taiwan.
never heard anyone say good things about Taiwan. That's crazy.
Yeah, you just got to know when to go. I actually kind of stumbled upon it. I was doing a visa run out of Bali this one year. And I was looking for places to go, and I literally did like the sky scanner, like location, Denpasar Airport, and then search everywhere, and it gives you all like the cheapest options.
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan was the cheapest, and I was like, yeah, Taiwan seems pretty cool. And there was a big freaking typhoon when I went, and we scored. Yeah, it was super fun.
I guess it's just like an exposed island, and they probably got lots of setups, and they obviously don't have surf hype, so it's probably empty.
Yeah, look, again, when the swells come, they're like super, it's just like 1 or 2 days. So you got to really pick it and know what you're doing. And you can't just rock into any spot. I was fortunate enough that I knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy. And yeah.
Crazy. I never would have thought I never would have even thought of them. I was thinking like Indo, PNG.
Yeah, no, look, I do love those. I just, I love Taiwan for just the adventure that it is. You know, it's just so unexpected. And you're just like, you know, like PNG is always going to have my, I guess you could always say my heart will always be in PNG, especially Bingen in Bali. That's another place I freaking love.
Well, you're a goofy footer. Of course you love it there.
Yeah, it's like the Padang training machine, that thing.
I've surfed there too. It's a wicked spot, but it's the left.
Yeah. All the best ones are.
I guess so.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Favorite spot, definitely, yeah, like Taiwan, New Guinea. certain parts of New Guinea that have some really fun setups. Indonesia's hard to beat. Japan always gets a start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Taiwan, just because I haven't had it that much, and it was so hard to get it, that when you do get it, it's like,
Yeah.
I got it. Yes.
And there's something special too about like just like going to a spot that like, you know, you wouldn't expect to be sick, or you maybe heard could be good, and you go there and you just like don't know what you're doing, and you find a spot and it like and you score. It's like the most rewarding thing ever.
Yeah, it's I think sometimes like probably my tours, it's like 90% luck. You can always anticipate, but you know,
You just never
getting
know.
skunk's all part of it. It's getting
Yeah.
skunk's what makes it good when you get it good.
Yeah, man.
You wouldn't be, you know, I'm sure you do a few skunk trips.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good at it. But like, yeah. So like, speaking of getting skunk in Canada, how did you like in comparison to all your other trips? Like, what did you think of Canada when you did like all those missions with like Sap and me and?
Canada, I rate really highly. Hey, I really enjoyed it, particularly that first, I think, trip we did with Sep, where like we got really good that spot that tubes.
The tube spot.
The tube spot. We got really, really good that spot. And I think that was my first trip. Oh no, it wasn't my first trip, but that was like my first surf trip. And we're setting up camp, and like Sep's pretty gnarly. And I kind of knew he was pretty gnarly, and then like he's like putting fucking food in trees, and I'm like, why are you doing that, dude? He's like, bears. I'm like, fuck off. And I like wake up in the morning, there's like a bear shit the size of a fucking bucket out the front of our tent. I'm like, well, this is for real. And, I think that trip was probably one of my funnest. We did some other really fun ones, but I think that one stood out the most because I was just so like, you know, Australia, we got poisonous shit, but at least it doesn't like eat you whole.
Yeah, bears would wreck you. Like, it doesn't happen very often. They're usually scared of you. It's not. I understand if you're not used to it and you see this like giant bear, it would freak you out. Like, it'd be like me seeing, I don't know what, like a snake in Australia. I'd probably lose my shit. But like, you know, I've woken up quite a few times to like Raph, Steph's brother, just like shooting his gun in the air or something like that to like just scare bears away. Because like it seems like a pretty like there's always bears around that spot, and then wolves too lately. There's been wolves around, but they don't seem to really mess with humans. Unless you're like Leslie Nielsen or no.
I think Sep did send me a photo though, just recently, or maybe a while ago. Sorry, of like, was it maybe Raph's tent was like collapsed?
Yeah, yeah. They were camping. Raph was in his tent with his kids, I think, and a bear. I don't know what the bear was doing, but the bear just like jumped on their tent, and like I don't know if he meant to or what, but he just collapsed their whole tent, and they like got up and like the bear ran away, I think. But yeah, so crazy. Like that's not normal. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what I kind of love about it too, though. Those stories that it makes me want to go back. And I always wanted to go there that first time because it was like Canada was on the map, and it had been like for people in South in Australia and stuff down south, it was always on the map, but it was like it'd never been overshot for us anyway. So it was always, I'm always attracted to those places that haven't been overshot, and I feel like at the time it probably was overshot for you guys, but for me and where I'm from, it was like a bit different and diversified my sort of portfolio, and it was a good tick. So I actually want to come back. But
yeah, you should
come back in summer and drink Lucky at Courtney Lake or whatever the lake.
it's close enough.
You know, 3 hours or something.
Yeah, man. I feel like they are letting people in the country. You just got to like quarantine for 2 weeks. I don't know. You can come back.
Yeah, soon.
But yeah, it's definitely like it's a wild thing out here, and if you're here for a month, you'll probably get a good window of good waves and everything. But that's well, you came on. That was a crazy one. That was one of the craziest ones I've seen there. Like Sep was like riding like a 5.2, chipping into like double overhead, like slap. Like it was the craziest. Like he was like fingering the wave and like just pulling into giant closeouts, and
I wish we'd gotten there like a day earlier or some sort of bit earlier, because I don't know why I didn't shoot water straight up. I was like, didn't, and I should have, because there was one that Sepp got, and just like, it looked pretty crazy from the land. Land angle probably would have been better, but it was far out. I should have shot water that first session.
Yeah, he was on a mission that trip. He was
Yeah.
in a like a skimboard pulling into the biggest barrels I've seen there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But hopefully a few more of those trips to come.
Yeah, man. Like once all the I think you should just come here anyway, and then you just quarantine, whatever. But you should definitely get back. It's been pretty fun lately. Lots of swell.
Yeah, I'm super keen. I know I want to look at your guys' east side, Nova Scotia and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be like one trip.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. West, East Coast.
Yeah.
That's a mission.
Do it all in the best day ever. Go the long way.
Yeah.
Around the bottom or top.
Go around the Arctic.
Yeah. I'm sure Sepp would be up for it. If you're out there, Sepp, you're keen for an Arctic trip.
Yeah, I don't know if Sepp's tuned in. I don't even know if he knows the herring hotline's real, but
surely his boat's an icebreaker, isn't it?
It does it all. Thing's a Swiss Army knife of boats. Thing's amazing.
Powered by Parker Marine.
Yeah. Powered by Sepp Breweiler. Thing's crazy.
But yeah, hopefully get back soon.
Yeah. I hope so too. I actually want to come to Australia at some point too, but
yeah, dude, come to Australia. I've just found out I'm going to freaking my actual home for summer, which I haven't done a summer there in 10 years. So if you can somehow make it, you got a place to crash in Byron. You've been there before.
Mm-hmm. Byron's great. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think you got to quarantine, and my friends are going back to Australia. They're Australian, but they have to like rent a hotel for 2 weeks apparently when they go to Australia, and they have to stay in the special COVID quarantine zone.
I actually did quarantine where did I come from? I was in Western Australia doing a trip, and I came to Tasmania, and I had to do 2 weeks quarantine, and it was straight. Have you ever seen that TV show The Wire?
It's like, no. I heard it's good though.
Man, our hotel quarantine was like straight up The Wire. They'd let us out in this little like yard for half an hour a day, and you'd walk in circles. It was like this full prison. It was bloody gnarly.
So mental.
But it was sick. We were let out for half an hour a day, so we were doing like solitary confinement. But it was good.
How do you find solitary confinement? Did you go crazy, or did you learn anything about yourself that you were like, wow, like I'm twisted?
I've always thought I was pretty twisted, but I was actually fortunate enough that I photographed one of my friend's weddings ages before it, and I finally, in quarantine, had the time to edit his photos. So his poor wife had been waiting like 4 or 5 months for these edited photos from our wedding. It was like, I felt so bad, but I got it done. She had photos, I was just editing them for her, make everyone look beautiful.
This is kind of a segue into my next question, sort of. But like, because you're a photographer, it's your job. Do you have like a photo that is like the craziest shit you've ever like? It speaks to you or something. You like took it. And you're like, God damn.
I actually do, and you're not going to believe it. It is that freaking photo with Sepp posing with the bloody scuff, the deer.
I should bring that up.
If you can bring that up, get that up, because I photographed that and like I show that to magazine editors, and then it's just like, it's wrong, but it's right, and it's weird, and it's like, how the fuck did that happen? And like, why is this happening? Sepp looks like a bloody lumberjack in it, and it's just like, I think that's the one that speaks to me. No. So yeah, that one speaks the most. But I'd say probably favorite photo and stuff. I don't think I really have a favorite photo. I have definitely a favorite thing that I like to photograph, which is empty lineups and pretty much locations that no other photographers are at, or just those scenarios where you kind of, if you're there, you're with your mates and you're grabbing your head and you're going, what the fuck? How are these waves coming through and no one's around? I think those moments are the ones that I really, go for, and that's my favorite type of photography.
Yeah, exactly. They're just for you, really.
Yeah, well, I've always had an approach to photography like the action is always going to be there. Someone doing a top turn now, obviously you have like iconic moments and stuff, but the action I was always sort of taught will always be there. It's the lineup or, the lady or warung that was there when at that time. That's sort of the timeless stuff that's really valuable. And that's sort of what I've always tried to photograph and display.
Crazy. Do you, in your travels, do you come across like weird, because you like spearfish and stuff off of jet skis I've seen and done like some cool stuff. Is there like a weird, like what's the craziest fish you've ever eaten? Do you have like a weird one
You're going to like this. I
Okay.
can't take credit for spearfishing because I'm horrible at it.
Okay.
I definitely am very bad at spearfishing. I have a lot of friends that are really good. But the weirdest fish I've ever eaten, believe it or not, I was in Japan. I can't remember if it was Tokyo or Osaka, but I ate that puffer fish where like you has to be a registered chef to like cut out the poison, and yeah.
Oh,
A couple of
Allie
$100.
says hi.
Yeah, Ali. Happy birthday for the other day.
I was going to say, it's today actually.
Oh, well, happy Australian birthday for yesterday.
It's belated for you, yeah. It's confusing. Trying to figure out the times for tonight, I was like, holy shit, like to make sure that we actually like have the same, like met up at the same time, because like it's not the 17th of November there, it was the 18th, and it's like 2 o'clock.
We're the 18th and it's 2:45 p.m.
Crazy.
So I'm kind of early drinking, but I think it's all right. It is a Wednesday.
So like that fish, that's like the classic one that they're like, if you cut it wrong, you die. And you ate it?
Totally. Yeah, I ate it. So the chef apparently has to be like fully licensed up. He has to work 600 years under a guy who only cuts fish with samurais or something crazy. And yeah, I ate it.
Wait, what was it like? Was it good?
It was kind of, for me, it was kind of like eating squid. But I don't know. Maybe they told me they gave me that and this actually gave me squid. No, it was good though. Other than that, I think the weirdest fish I've ever eaten, we used to have these competitions on our surf charter boat where we'd send out 2 tenders, so 2 individual boats would go out fishing, and the boat who caught the most fish was obviously the winning boat, and the losers had to eat the winning boat's fish hearts, so the hearts of the fish they caught.
Nice.
So I don't know if you've ever seen a yellowfin tuna heart. They're like pretty solid, and
they beat too if you pull them quick.
They beat, right? Yeah, you pull them quick, and you put them in your mouth, and you're chewing it, and it's freaking going like that. So that one was always pretty full on.
Did you lose and you had to eat tuna heart?
Yeah, I've eaten a tuna heart. I've eaten tuna eyes. I've eaten mackerel eyes. But I think, once you just sort of like chuck it in there and drink beer, and it's not that bad.
Maybe you just got to chase it.
What can you on to? What number?
That solid. Oh, Jesus. I'm on, what is it? This is 8. No. 6. This is 7.
No way.
Yeah, I was actually really hungry before this, which is good. So, kind of a win-win. Kind of solid protein diet. So this is kind of like, so with herring, gonna kind of my last question for you, I guess. But in all like the crazy surf trips and stuff you've done, where like you're out, I don't know, on a boat or camping or whatever in Canada, but like, have you had any like hectic situations, or maybe not hectic, but just something where a box of herring would have changed your life? Would have been like a game changer?
Yes, absolutely. I've got actually a clear one.
Nice.
We're on. There's actually 2 occasions. I'll tell this one because the other one probably not as suiting. But we were on a small fishing boat from Nias, and we were heading to somewhere in the Mentawai chain in Indonesia, and basically this fishing boat that goes dunk, 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 and it just pretty much does that. It was meant to be, I think, like a 4 or 6 hour trip, and it ended up being like a 15 or 20 hour trip. And there was no food. Like, we had like 2 liters of water, and we were actually like starving by the end of it. And then we did get herring, but they weren't herring. They were like, the Indonesians had this like dried, I think we call them white bait. So they kind of look like herrings, but they're little tiny fish, just like bait fish. Like, probably, I'm going to say like that.
Okay, because like herring are probably not that big. So
yeah, so half the size of herring.
Yeah.
And they pretty much just get them and they just chuck them in the deep fryer. And then you just eat them whole. And they're actually awesome. I forget the Indonesian name for them. But yeah, if I had the actual Brunswick seafood herring on that trip, it would have been life-changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a crate of it.
I think we could have fed everyone in that vessel with 1 can.
Yeah, you could probably, like, I don't know what it is, but you could do a can. Like, if you're really in up shit creek sort of thing, you could probably do a can a day, and you'd be probably pretty good. Like, I love these things because you can like literally throw like 100 of them in like a jet ski or something. If you get stuck somewhere, you can like eat. They're just like it's good food.
Are there any preppers out there who are prepping herring?
I would think so. I feel like there's like I've never had anyone reach out to me as a prepper on the show, but
maybe let's get a prepper on. Can you? If anyone knows anyone who preps,
yeah, reach out. I want to talk to some preppers.
Totally.
Flat earthers and preppers.
Oh. Yeah, prepping for the flat earth.
Yeah, they probably are a combo, but like there's a lot of preppers out there that probably aren't too crazy. Like you can kind of justify doing it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I reckon if I went on another trip with Sepp, I'd like borderline start prepping.
Yeah. Do you have a good Sepp story? Because I didn't even put that in the questions, but like that's he's a man who has so many good stories. Do you have any good ones of Sepp?
Oh, I don't. Nothing compared to what he holds. I remember when the first time I decided to link up with Sepp, I had a friend of mine from Huntington Beach, Shreddy B, Teddy, and
shout out to Teddy.
Shout out to Teddy. I was in Bali with him, and he said, I told him I was thinking about going somewhere. I don't know. I told him I was going to Canada, and he's like, you need to hook up with this guy. Sepp was the guy, and I got a fair few warnings of, Vince, he's pretty freaking gnarly, and I was like, yeah, he's going to be gnarly. Holy shit, was I underestimated. I think, I've said it in, magazine interview before I've had, and I think Sepp's, one of the only professional surfers I've ever worked with who, when you come up with this crazy idea and you're like, do this, he's like, hold on, let's do it, but on fire. He comes up with a crazier idea. And I haven't met many people like that. He's probably the only one. Mm-hmm. And shit, it's led us to definitely a couple of trips. I feel like he's super gnarly, all the trips I've done with him, but he's also super in control. He's somehow just doing this stuff, but doing it right, and it all comes together. And
well, he's been doing it for so long. You're like, how is he still alive? And then but he just it always is on the borderline of just insanity. And he just he knows what he's doing, but it's crazy.
Yeah. So I respect it, but I think all our trips are pretty smooth. Definitely some eerie moments, but no, I haven't had any scary moments with him. I've definitely had a lot of is this fucking for real moments? But yeah, look, all you guys are, he's known. Mm-hmm. I think my favorite Sepp quote's the one where he's dropping in on someone and he says, "Get off my wave." So,
this is my land.
This is my land. So yeah.
Yeah, he's great. I want to have Sep on the show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have Raph on too at some point.
shout out. Where is Sep? Get him on. You know.
Yeah, I think he was in Hawaii and he just got back to Fido there. So shout out to Sep and get him on the show.
Totally.
Oh, well, this is crazy. It's crazy how like an hour goes by. Like we're literally like at an hour right now.
Really? We are too.
Like we're almost there, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This was awesome. Stoked you came. It's been a while since I've talked to you. I don't know when the last time we talked. It was like it's been over a year now.
Definitely over a year. I think September last year.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, man. Well, we gotta link up again. It's been way too long. Freaking COVID is just making it harder to link up with people. But I'm stoked like I can actually like talk to you on the hotline here. And actually, it's like a good excuse to kind of like figure out all the stuff you do because like I don't know, when you hang out, you just kind of like bullshit about stuff. But like this, I have like a set list of things I ask you about because like I also like didn't really know how you got into like surf photography and stuff. So it's pretty cool to actually like kind of quiz you on stuff.
Look, I'm still pretty unsure of what I do, so
Fair enough.
If you can get a bit of a more, that's always awesome. But yeah, it's awesome to talk to you too, man. I hope that these borders can open up soon, and you know where to find me in Byron if you come down, and vice versa. If I come up that way, we'll get the freaking Luckies out in the Malibu going.
I'll bring the Luckies to Byron. Sneak
and
in.
the Taylor Swift. Don't forget the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, actually, we'll close on this. But like, if you had like, say it's your funeral, what Taylor Swift song would you want playing at your funeral?
At my funeral, I think I'm gonna have to go with 22 or Wildest Dreams.
Ooh, you could do both. I would play both.
And anyone that doesn't like Taylor Swift is a liar.
You just gotta get your buddy that like shows up drunk with the glasses on, with this boombox, and he's just like touching your coffin or something.
Yeah. Or bring Taylor. Tell her to come.
Ooh, yeah. How could she say no?
Totally.
All right, buddy. Well, we should wrap this up. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Good to see you again, buddy. Even if it's virtually.
Mm-hmm.
Get onto that herring conspiracy.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll get to the bottom of it.
And yeah, stay safe out there and keep riding those winter swells that you guys are no doubt about to get.
Yeah, buddy. All right. Chris Peele, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Whoa. I got so much oil. There's like a puddle by my foot, and it's just been smooshing around this whole time. It's kind of gross. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This was nice. Yeah, Chris Peele from Tasmania there. Pretty crazy. Herring Hotline is worldwide now, so no big deal. Next week, we have another guest that's coming. I don't know why I choose to disclose them like before, but I will tell you in a few days. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Herring. Shout out to Nude. Shout out to O'Neill.